Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody's enjoyed our position coaches over the past couple of days, and we'll continue to put new faces in front of you to try to give you some fresh material, whether it's players and coaches, and really appreciate your patience in an unusual circumstance. And we're going to try to do our best job to be able to give you fresh information. Since last time we talked, it's been a really great week of practice. It's hell week for us, which is our most physical week of camp. Guys have been in pads every day, and the practices have been extremely physical, extremely competitive. The kids have brought unbelievable energy to the park each and every day, and I think it really has started with the coordinators. I've got two guys that probably are the most two competitive souls I've ever been associated with in Graham Harrell and T.O., and they've made it fun. I have to commend the kids too, because this is an unusual time in going through a training camp, to be honest with you, because usually we're not in school, so this has been a daily grind for them, whether it's strength and conditioning, classes, meetings, practices, tutoring afterwards. It's been daylight till dark, and I have to commend. They've kept their energy level up and really have been extremely focused, not only with their responsibilities with school, but with this training camp. Since last time we talked, we've been very fortunate. We have been in pads every day. It has been physical, but we've only suffered bumps and bruises, no major injuries to discuss. And so we've been very fortunate, knock on wood, that will continue. What does the future look like over the rest of the week? Today we are in full pads. We will be in some live tackling situations today. Tomorrow we're going to go to the Coliseum at night and let the kids see, especially our newcomers, to be able to see what the Coliseum is at night. Get a feel for that, do a little bit of pitching and catching in there under the lights. And then we're going to wake up early Saturday morning, start testing at 6 a.m. and be ready for an early morning scrimmage to try to simulate that opening ball game. And then lo and behold, we blink our eyes and we're 2 weeks out, from the opening game, which is really exciting and looking forward to. So it's been a great week, and we're on the backside of this week and looking forward to finishing strong this week. So with that, I'll take any questions that you have.
Okay, thank you, Clay. Our first question's from Ryan Young. Ryan?
Clay, we've heard that Gary Bryant is banged up. What is he dealing with, and what's his timeline for return?
Yeah, he's got just a mild ankle sprain right now, and I anticipate he's already back running in the pool and all the Ultra G inside. He's been out at practice each day, but nothing severe, but does have an ankle sprain that we're dealing with. And I know his work ethic. I foresee him being ready for Arizona State. We'll see where it's at, but he's gotten better each and every day.
And with all these physical practices, what have you seen from the linebacker group?
Yeah, I've been I said this the other day, but I've been so impressed with EA and his progress from last year to this year, his maturity level, his acceptance of coaching and hard coaching with T.O. It's been great for him, to be honest with you. I think T.O. has taken him to another level. As well as developing some young linebackers. With some of the injuries that we've had with, not going to be able to have a Jordan or a Solo, some youth had to step up, and to see the progress of a Raylan Goforth come about has been awesome to see. Seavey has had some great practices for us. We're looking forward to getting Kanai back. He was really flourishing until the hamstring. So T.O. has really done a masterful job with those kids. But I think the guy that it has benefited the most, in my opinion, has been EA. He's on another level right now of where he's been. He's playing his best ball since he's been here. I look forward to watching him on Saturdays.
Thank you.
Let's go to Ryan Karchi.
Morning, Clay.
Morning.
Speaking of linebackers, we haven't heard anything about Taylor Katoa, especially coming back from his situation.
Yeah.
What's his status?
Yeah, Taylor's going to be available for us. He's dealing with a little bit of a tight hamstring right now. Has been in and out. Looking forward to, I think we'll have him back in the very near future. But he's put a lot of work. What a great kid. To be able to go and do a 2-year mission, to put his not only his college academic career but his college football career on hold to practice his faith. And then to come back. He's been a welcome sight for us, to be honest with you, especially from a depth standpoint, because he's going to provide some depth at that linebacker position as well as special teams. And he's one of the older guys now. I mean, I remember him as a rookie, and now you look up and he's a full-grown man. I mean, he's fixing to be 23 years old. So he brings a level of maturity both on the field and off that's very appreciated at this time with dealing with some injuries at the position.
And Clay, how have you seen Talanoa Hufanga grow over these last few years? And what is it about this defense maybe that specifically brings out some of the best traits?
Yeah, you know what I've said, Ryan. In choosing a coordinator for this position, I don't know if I was just fortunate or lucky, but Tio's system fits our personnel so well. And the variety of different fronts and coverages that he gives, it really was made for Talanoa, to be honest with you. He's got the opportunity within this system to show himself as a post safety, a box safety, a flat zone defender, show man coverage skills. It's going to show every one of his skill sets. And you're talking about a 210, 215-pound man that runs 4.4 and that can cover, can hit, can be a box player, it can literally walk in between the tackles and be in a linebacker position if needed. So he's one of those special skill sets that are required for this system, and to be able to have guys back there like Talanoa and Isaiah right now, it's been neat to see. And I think I just see Talanoa's level and his value, his stock rising. He's been a very good player for us, but you're going to see some attributes that come out of this system this season that you're going to go, whoa, that guy's special now. He's special, and he's having a great camp. He really is. He's had the healthiest camp that he's had, knock on wood, and showing great leadership skills in his play. Has shown up every day, blue collar worker doing his job.
Thanks, Clay.
Antonio.
Clay, you guys are about at the halfway point of camp. What do you feel like you've learned about the team so far?
I've been extremely appreciative of T.O. And Sean Snyder because they have, with this limited amount of time and not having a spring, I think they have done right by our players and trying to keep it simple for them, not trying to put too much on them, allowing them to play fast. Not trying to overburden them with a ton of schemes. I thought it was not to say that it's simple. I mean, to opposing offenses, it is a very attacking defense. But he's not put the entire Bible in. Where kids are going to be consumed mentally or hesitant mentally, and I'm appreciative for that. It showed up in the scrimmage. I didn't see a lot of middle bus defensively. There weren't a lot of guys running wide open. You didn't see a lot of missed assignments from the front and leaving gaps open in the run game. So I think that philosophy going into this camp has really been good for us. And as we grow through the season, maybe we can add some. But I like the approach that both new coordinators are taking with our team right now. So that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned by keeping it kind of simple, Simon, for our guys in this unusual time has been good for us.
I know we haven't talked much about special teams, but what have been your thoughts on Coach Snyder and what he's done in practice?
Yeah, you know what I've seen has not only been is he a master of scheme, but he's really a master of technique and fundamentals. He's worked specifically with our punters and kickers on techniques and fundamentals, and I've watched them grow. I believe Ben is an extreme talent, but he's even taken him to a different level. He is taking a young person like Parker Lewis and has really propelled him into a competitive situation, both in kickoff and field goals. It's been neat to watch each guy grow underneath him, and I think the guys that have benefited the most have been the specialists from a fundamental and technique standpoint. They're killing the ball right now. They really are. So he's a master of his craft, and it's evident just by the production we're getting from the specialists. And I'm, like I said earlier, Antonio, I'm appreciative that he's keeping the schemes pretty simple for the rest of our special teams units, so we can get good at something going into that first ball game.
Okay, we'll go to Skylar.
Hey, good morning, Coach Helton. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm actually stuck in Canada right now. I know your dad coached in the CFL, one of my favorite players, Ricky Williams. So that's my connection. Very cool. Anyways, something I'm wondering is, as you go through and you learn more about this group of players in such an adverse season, what do you learn that makes you think that this group, what is unique about them and what makes them able to go all the way and do something really incredible in such a unique year?
Yeah, there's three things that have really stood out to me, not only during this camp, but really since we left this place March 15th. One has been their mental toughness in being able to handle adverse situations, and the toughness that they've showed on the field. We got a lot of guys with bumps and bruises right now that are really fighting through some bumps and bruises, and just to see their mental toughness on how they do and physical toughness has been impressive to me. The second thing has just been their discipline, and this whole routine that we go through is the art of discipline. I mean, it's waking up at 6 a.m. It's getting tested every morning. It's not only protecting yourself, but everybody that's around you. There's a art of discipline and accountability that goes into this thing to be able to keep each other safe. And I've been so impressed with our guys with the decisions that they've made. And then lastly, they've done it together. They've leaned on each other, and they'll have to do that. I mean, this is a 7-game season where you're trying to be perfect, trying to be absolutely perfect. So those are the three words that we've used: is toughness, discipline, and staying united together. And they've done that. And obviously, as we go through the seasons, there'll be ups and downs and injuries and adversity. But if they stick to those three things that they've done all the way since March 15th, the day we left here, and all that we've had to deal with over this year, those are the things that are going to ring out to me.
Let's go to.
Thank you, Skylar. Good question.
We'll go to Mark Culkin.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Good morning. At the beginning, you had mentioned you're going to continue to bring us new faces. One name that we haven't heard, and if you can talk about the defensive line so far, is Trevor Trout. Where's he at? What's his status?
Yeah, Trevor right now has really dealt with a back injury, and it's something that has plagued him for a while now, and won't be with us this season, and moving forward could be a medical situation for us. But Trevor has been an unbelievable teammate for us and a student for us. We'll see where the future holds for him, but right now he won't be with us this season. He's focusing on his academics and trying to get it back well.
On the whole, what's your impression on the defensive line through these first couple of weeks?
Well, one thing I got to commend Vic Soto, and what he's doing with the defensive line, I think, is extraordinary. He is a fundamental technician, and a guy that, again, is, I think, a master of his craft. I've watched guys propel forward. I think Marlon is playing at an exceptional high level right now. He's brought young people. We've got a lot of young people out there, especially on the interior, that have to grow up fast. I think of a Kobe Pepe and a Stanley and those type of guys. And then he's taken some old guys, some vets, and made them even better. I think Caleb Tremblay, not only in the scrimmage but in yesterday's practice, really stood out and is doing a nice job applying pressure on the quarterback and really having his best camp since he's been here. Nick Figueroa has had his best camp since he's been here. Connor Murphy continues to get better. So I like it. He's completely focused on his job, which is to improve that group. And in this league, that's a passing league, really get pressure to the quarterback. And it happened. I'll be honest with you. I actually made a point of it in our team meeting, with our four-man rush. Our four-man rush got to the quarterback a couple times in Saturday's scrimmage, and how important that is in this league. If you're able to drop 7 in coverage and get to the cube with a four-man rush, that's gold. That's what you want. That wins championships, and it's been neat to see those guys. And not only we're an aggressive blitz team, but when that four-man rush comes and you're getting to the quarterback, that's been neat to see. And I think their techniques and fundamentals have improved under Vic.
Thanks, Coach.
Adam Grossbard.
Clay, 2 weeks in, I was wondering just how you see that offensive line battle shaking out, and if you have a target date for when you want to name a starting unit.
Yeah, we'll go all the way up till the Friday before we release it too deep, just like we did last year. But to be honest with you, Adam, I mean, the names. There's some veterans on that squad. It's just a matter of where it shapes out and where each guy's at. But the names of Elijah Barrett Tucker and Andrew Voorhees and Brett Nealon, and we've been really happy with Liam Jimmons in the camp that he has had. Given his opportunity, you can see that athleticism of a former tight end defensive lineman that's now 315 pounds and can move really well, helping out Jalen McKenzie. You got guys like Justin Dedich who's going to help out this year. Liam Douglas, who's having a really good camp. So, those guys are veterans that have played. And then you got some youth that's really where we're judging right now, to be honest, Adam, was where that next line of being able to help and contribute is. And those are probably the biggest decisions, I'll be honest with you, over the next 2 weeks, is who's ready to contribute in that first game and who isn't. So I look forward to seeing the continued progress of a Jason Rodriguez, the continued progress of some younger players that are in the fold. Jonah Mineham is having a really good camp. Cortland Ford, a really good camp. Casey Collier's growing by the day. The light's coming on for him. So we've got 2 weeks here to see who's going to contribute, who's not. But just to be honest with you, Adam, those vets are playing at an extremely high level right now. So I would anticipate seeing them out there. It's just where we label the positions at.
All right, Keely.
Hey, Clay. You mentioned Hell Week, and we've heard the players kind of seem impressed about the increase in physicality. When did you realize that was going to be a key of the season, increasing that physicality?
I know, Keely, any time that you have, basically 6 months of lack of football, we felt that the fundamentals of tackling as well as being tackled, the ball security that comes with the physicality, the running style. I think Stephen Card's had by far his best camp, his most physical camp. He's learning how to be an extremely physical runner rather than the guy that makes you miss. He's running through people. And really learning how to attack half a man, getting pad under pad, exploding his legs on contact, and he's welcoming it. And so it's been each and every day physicality. Our kids have welcomed it. And, you know, really it was a decision that we made going into this camp. We had healthy numbers. We felt like we had depth, but we also knew the reality that if we didn't put our kids in these situations after 6 months, we weren't going to be as good a football team walking into game one. So we made that investment from day one.
You mentioned some of the injuries. Is there a point as a head coach that you get a little scared about physicality given the injuries? How do you balance that?
Every day. Pray every day. At night and in the morning for health. And thus far, God has been good. We've stayed very healthy. Again, some bumps and bruises, but no major season-ending injuries that we've had. We try to, I will say, Keely, we've tried to do it in short bursts, with the exception of the scrimmages, which have been more plays. You know, we were right at about 60 last week. We'll go up to 75 this week in the scrimmage. But we've tried to control where guys aren't getting 10 to 14 play drives right now. It's been short bursts of anywhere from 6 to 8 play drives with that physicality, where guys aren't getting tired and falling on top of each other with injuries. So it's been very fast, very aggressive, very violent. And we've been very fortunate. God's watched after us, and hopefully we'll have continued safety and health.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Eric McKinney.
Hey, Clay, with Drake Jackson out, what have you seen from those guys, Hunter Echols and playing?
Yeah, both guys, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them. Obviously, Drake played a lot of ball for us last year, and those edge players are invaluable. And I'll be honest with you, what I was talking about, that four-man rush, those were some of the guys that got there on Saturday and got to the quarterback. So it's been great to see that it doesn't take just a Drake Jackson, you know, to provide that rush. It's been not only a Hunter and a Malik, but it's been the interior players too, and what they brought. Even a young player, I was so proud of Jamar Sakona the other day, and Tooley, two rookies that were just causing havoc on that line. So it's been neat to see that defensive front and how they've grown, and it's a wonderful opportunity for Hunter and Malik to really put their resume on tape right now while Drake's out, and provide that trust and that confidence that T.O.'s looking for them to step out on the field.
And obviously Drake is the guy who he is. What are the challenges, I guess, of juggling that spot when he comes back, if you do have two guys behind him that might be ready to play also?
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's the beauty of this place is competition's a great thing, and we compete every week, and it's the guy that's playing the best in the moment. And you know, we're fortunate to have some talented pass rushers in those three individuals. And, you know, we have some packages where there's two of those bodies on the field at one time. It's just not one, you know. So there are packages that you'll even see in the first game that have that. So it's important to have those quality pass rushers, and we have the names that you mentioned. Those three names that you mentioned are quality guys that can help us get to the quarterback, and we'll need them in that first game.
Okay, we have time for one or two quick ones here. Ryan Young.
Circling back to EA, what specifically have you seen him grow and get better in, and what has Todd unlocked in him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Ryan, that I've been impressed with is his ability to get off blocks. You know, I thought one of the things that hurt him a little bit last year was once he engaged, he stuck to those blocks, and it's something that T.O. works every day in his everyday drill work, is to be able to create separation from those blocks and make plays, produce and tackle. And that's what I'm seeing from him. I mean, he's engaging guards, tackles, getting off of blocks, not getting held up, and making the play. You know, he's also playing with unbelievable effort right now, unbelievable, which I don't see him taking a play off. You know, he was a young man that sometimes could get up to 255, 260 at times. He's a big man. He's staying right at 245. He's in the best shape of his life. TO's on him every day about his conditioning, his weight, how he plays every play, and he just has this mental toughness right now and physicality right now that he's just taking his game to a different level. I'm proud of him, and I look forward to seeing it on Saturdays, like I said, and how it transfers to Saturdays, because he's one of those guys that is one of the guys that's having a great camp right now.
And quickly, with Kanai missing so much time, is Raylan in line to start at that spot?
That would be a decision for us as we move forward. You know, Raylan's playing good football right now, and you know, Kanai has had a ton of experience, and we'll have to see who's best for the moment. Doesn't mean that it would stay that way. It'll be a competitive thing throughout the season at all those positions, but I know we're anticipating getting Kanai back very soon. He's actually going to do some individual drill work today, and have watched him run over the past couple of days. He's starting to look really healthy. So now we're going to transfer into getting him back on the field over the next couple of days, which will be fun to see. So hopefully over the next 2 weeks, we'll be able to gauge where he's at.
Thank you.
Okay, I've got to let Clay go. Got a couple questions still remaining, but thank you all for joining us. Clay, thanks for being here. A reminder, Clay will be back with us on Monday at 7:30. And a reminder also, tomorrow at noon, we'll have Andy Enfield, Mark Track from our basketball teams, and a couple players. And Dave and Darcy have provided that info. So we look forward to seeing you, both of those. Everybody have a great weekend.